Hello, welcome back to Thrive Yoga Fit Transformational Coaching. This is Erin, and I'm in my new podcasting room. I set it up with my friend Sully, who I've had on the podcast a couple of times, a very spiritual friend of mine. And I have been playing a lot. um, my inner teenager has been running the show a little bit lately in my life, and I'm letting it happen. I probably need to rein it in, which is actually like started coaching myself for a little longer than usual. I've had to start lengthening out my meditation, and I have to get my inner teenager on board for that because she just wants to skate and do martial arts and sing in a punk band and do other things. And, adult Erin needs to step in at some point. But right now, I'm being a very lenient parent because I get all my other stuff done. So it's good to be here. I wanted to talk today about something that's been talked about a lot, but I don't know if I've quite addressed it in this way on my podcast before. So I wanted to talk about social media addiction and like the impact I've noticed on my life and kind of like what was the sort of straw that broke the camel's back as far as what made me like really just get off of them, which I'm so happy that that thing happened because then it gave me a great motivating force because those applications, they're designed to addict you, to make you dependent on them as a source of dopamine, and even like oxytocin, different neurotransmitters, and it creates a sense of false connection that we don't ever fully feel satisfied from. It's not the same type of connection that you can have with another resonant soul, like another, um, you know, heart coherency with another human being that has a nervous system that is sentient. Looking at a screen kind of like pulls nutrition from you, pulls your conscious awareness, and it pulls it into the sort of like black hole. Now everyone looking at screens, all the energy being funneled in somewhere. I'm not going to get into that kind of thing because it can get kind of quantum. That being said, I'd say at the very least it drains you of your life force energy, and it can cause for a lot of distraction. So in my life personally, I run multiple businesses. I have a marketing person, so I need to like check in on those things. And, we also get lots of inquiries online. That being said, there's also, I've moved to St. Pete and I'm starting to kind of like spread my brand here. So I've been on and posting, but it happens like I would go on with a good intention and then I would start scrolling like many of us experience. And then it's like into a time vortex, and 20, 30 minutes later, I'm like, whoa, where did that go? And then I started noticing, when I would have some discomfort because I started slowing down and noticing like, well, why do I want to reach for this thing? So I noticed some discomfort of something I don't want to experience, like grief or shame or anxiety. And so then uncomfortable, slight disassociation on the device, right? That's, I think, how most people it happens, but maybe it happens so quick that you don't realize. So, it takes a bit of heightened interoception and then also like a wanting to become aware to that because it's giving you something, even though it doesn't seem like it. It's giving you like little dopamine pops, and your brain is like seeking it. So it's like a the same psychology and I guess science backing as like slot machines, right? So it's like sometimes you get like a payoff, you get like, oh, kittens, like a video of kittens, and then other times it's like, oh, get some of the things that I've noticed that have been targeted towards me, and this is me getting into the main reason why I've decided to just let it go for a little while, is I'm, looking through it. I'm like, oh, everyone's tan. I'm not tan. Oh, here's a product that is like not tested and whatnot that's going to make me tan, that is made from all natural fruits and vegetables. And it's showing like people who are pale, who are like very unhealthy looking, and then like people who are tan, who have some glow to them. So it's like for the first time ever, I was like, oh, maybe I should get these tanning pills. And I was like, that doesn't really sound like me. I like to think I'm pretty accepting of myself. So I noticed that and I was like, huh. And that's funny because I'm very much into natural medicine and I'm very suspicious of mass branded and marketed products, right? Especially when there's no liability or accountability on the company's part. So I noticed that and I was like, huh, that is a little suspicious. And then I started noticing, like, man, all these girls have like perfect butts. And I like looked back at my butt, which I get a lot of compliments on my butt. But I looked back and I'm like, not quite where I want it to be. And I started like noticing that, like, when I would look at my body after looking on social medias, that, like, I just felt like discontented is the best word. Not shame, but just like, something's not quite right here, which is not a great statement to cast on yourself because you're casting a spell. So I noticed those two things. And then I think I started noticing, like, um, oh, I bought I bought this pheromone perfume, which again, I believe my natural alpha female pheromones are plenty. But I don't know, I guess because I went through a breakup and, it's like at 42, I guess you want to make sure that you are attractive and, doing all the things that you should. And it's like on social media, the social medias, I sound like a grandma. On social media, you'll see like comments of people saying like, yeah, like, oh my God, like I wish I'd done this sooner. And then like people say, oh yeah, like everybody's doing it. And I'm like, they are? Oh geez, like I've been missing, like, because I don't usually wear perfume. I wear like natural essential oils. It's like, oh gosh. And then like, so I think it was like that third or fourth thing. Maybe I even like bought like something else, but I started purchasing things and unconsciously to where it arrived and I was like, I remember doing that, but I forgot that I did that. So then I thought, these apps are hijacking my brain. And I do not like that. And what kicked in was my internal protector, which is my teenager. She said, nope, because she used to listen to Dead Kennedys and all the punk rock and DIY and like, screw the man, like, do it yourself, like anarchy and all this. So she was like, nope. And I'm realizing how much this aspect of me is in charge. And once I got her on board, easy, made things happen. Delete the apps, it's easy now. Now my challenge is to see if I can get her to do the dishes more than 2 times a week. So, but just to kind of like wrap up this podcast, social media addiction, I think everyone to some level has either had it or experiences some level of it. Um, it's interesting to live in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is a super amazing place, and there's so many events and gathering spots and parks, and it's such a cool place. And you walk down the street, and everybody's like this, like they're not even observing the reality around them. They're addicted to this artificial stimulus. And I think, in the background, I'm noticing that. And I think that it really struck me as far as like being a spiritual leader and being a person that, I get in front of a camera and a microphone and people listen to what I say, like talking about these things and how it's affected me, I think is important because we need people who are, I don't know if I'm considered an influencer. I just show up as me. Maybe I influence people. In fact, I know that I do, but I try to be authentic and not like promote something that I don't fully believe in, and certainly talk about things that I feel strongly about, especially when we need to hear it. So, so yeah, I appreciate you're going to see this probably on social media or in my newsletter. We have a free newsletter that goes out every week where you can learn about my trainings. I have 3 spots left for Thailand that's coming up in November. So if you want to get on that, bring a friend because we have 3 spots left. We have 9 people signed up. I'm only taking 12. And this is my international retreat for the year. So if you want to go overseas to Asia, specifically Thailand, and the whole thing's kind of intimidating, like we have the logistics down, we have a guide, like all the in-country transport, so it's like everything is done, and then you're with like-minded people that are, consciously driven, and like meditate and do yoga and stuff, like kind of monitor themselves, and like hopefully are pleasant to be around because they do those practices, so, and most likely are. And in fact, I meet everybody 3 times before they go on my retreat, so I make sure. And then I am presenting with Mr. Ken Lloyd in Asheville in July. So expect that there's going to be quite a bit more collaborations between the two of us, which is really nice. And my album, the date is here. It is June 20th. So if you're watching this and you're a fan of the podcast and you like are interested in the different things that I do, this album is called Shraddha, and it means faith. Faith that the next stone is going to appear. That like if you commit, if you follow your dharma, that like have faith that like you'll get through it. It'll be okay. So it's going to be available on platforms like Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and other platforms where you can download and listen to music for free. So I hope that you enjoy. But I do ask on that day or a few days afterwards if you wouldn't mind sharing a post on your, yes, social media. I'm going to have to get back on it by then. And put my song, which is called, my first song from my album is called Govinda Jaya Jaya. And you can just look that up, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Erin Colleen Garrity. And it should come up. And please put that on whatever post. And it will boost the algorithm of my music, which I've put together. I'm not charging anything for it, but it's, it's to help people. So it has solfeggio beats in it, it has binaural beats, it has sacred mantra, and it has a lot of love put behind it. So, all right. Well, I hope you enjoy your week. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Namaste.